What do you do when a client or customer keeps expecting you to respond outside of work hours? Well, that's what this caller was dealing with, and I give him some tips on managing the issue. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to hear me coach more live callers just like this one. Larry, welcome to the show. How can I help you today?
Hey, doing well, doing well. I just had a question, and it pertains to my business. So I'm a business owner, and basically, I have frequent customers that are recurring, like they come month to month. And I have one client who calls me at 10 p.m. almost every single day. And at first, I was answering because I wanted to keep the client and I wanted to make him happy. But now it's just getting
Mm,
incessant, and he just calls me
yeah.
super late, and I stopped answering. And so far, it hasn't he hasn't been angry or something like that. But yeah, I just wanted to know, like, what do you think about that? Like, is it okay to just stop answering? You think I should tell him, hey, like, stop calling me at 10 p.m.? The business runs till 5 or 6 p.m., but, you know, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a very common problem with all kinds of workplaces, especially as a business owner. You're trying to be, really attentive to your clients and you're giving good customer service and all that. I think that we train all of the people in our lives that we have relationships with, whether it's personal or professional, we train them how to treat us. And if you don't have particular terms or boundaries that you set with people right off the bat, you start to train them that they can kind of do anything. And so if you right off the bat start answering people at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. at night, people will take advantage of that. They're going to kind of think I can text this guy or email him or call him anytime, and I expect him to answer. I expect him to respond. And then you're going to have to, at some point, if you feel like, oh, this isn't working for me anymore, you're going to have to walk it back. So I would say just initially, maybe set some clearer boundaries or terms for yourself around work and when you're willing to answer people. And you could even put this in your contracts, or you could even put this right up front when you talk to people and say, hey, here's my hours that I work. If you're free to call me or email me at 10 o'clock at night, but I just probably won't respond till the next day. So that way they know. And I know it's like, as a business owner, I'm the same way. Like at 9 p.m. at night, client calls me and sometimes I want to respond too. But sometimes we have to put boundaries so that we teach people I'm actually not going to respond. And I do that with my employees as well. I tell them, even if I email you at 9 p.m. at night, don't respond because I don't expect you to. And I really try not to email people beyond work hours because I don't want them to feel the pressure of having to respond. That being said, what I would say at this point, because you've taught him that it's okay to do that, you could just stop and see what happens, but he might feel a little resentful because that's typically what happens when you change behavior on someone, and you change some expectations. So you might have to do a kind of like a realigning of expectations, and you might just have to say, hey, I've been noticing, I've just been answering calls too late from everyone, and I'm setting some new boundaries with all my clients, and I'm only going to answer calls after 6 p.m. So I just wanted to let you know. You could say that to him directly. You could sort of put him on a BCC as if you're sending it out to a whole bunch of people, but just so he knows that maybe he's not the one being like told, but you're just saying, I'm doing this with everybody. I'm setting a new boundary for my work with everyone because it's not working for me. So just FYI. And then from there, you got to be disciplined, because if he tries it again at 10 p.m. at night, just be disciplined and don't answer. You got to teach him that you're actually going to hold your boundaries. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea. I really like the BCC idea. So it
Yeah.
looks like, I mean, it probably is best for a couple of my clients, because, but yeah, I get it because I do the same thing where if something comes to my mind, I usually do it in email, and
Yeah.
my mind behind the email is like, that's not a direct call. It doesn't need to be picked up right now. They can check that in the morning.
Right.
But yeah, these guys are a little older, and so they're like, they're in their 60s, and so they're calling. They call. They don't even look at their emails.
Yeah.
So yeah, just maybe if I send him an email, maybe he'll look it up. But
I would say too that for me personally, it has helped not only to set boundaries about when I'm willing to answer people, but also when I'm willing to email or call people and expect them to respond. So for instance, I have several vendors that we use, and a lot of times when I want to email them something, it's like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night because I think of something. What I'll do is I'll write the email and I'll schedule it the next day for working hours so that they get it then and they don't feel the pressure to respond to me outside of working hours. Because I know that some of them will. Some of them, if I email them at 9 o'clock at night, they will respond. And sometimes if it's like, my website's down or something like that, I might expect them to respond in sort of an emergency, but that's very rare. And so a lot of times I'm trying to respect what I think other people's boundaries are. And that helps me. It actually reinforces me to hold my own boundaries.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I think I saw that Gmail now allows you to schedule emails, which is great.
Oh yeah.
And that could be, yeah, just exactly. Like I don't want an answer right now. This is in my mind.
You could set a scheduled autoresponder as well, that just like from certain hours that just responds to people and says, "Hey, this is outside my working hours. I'll get back to you in the morning," or something like that. It's just so people have a response of some sort that could help. I don't know.
Yeah, so you're not ignoring them. Makes sense on
Yeah.
emails for sure. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the calls.
The calls. Yeah. That's a tough. I agree. I would not be answering calls at 10 o'clock at night. That seems kind of crazy to me, and that seems taking advantage of your time.
Totally. And they want something done at that time. It's
Oh,
not just calling to say,
no,
"Hey, how you doing?"
no,
Yeah.
no.
It's
You
like,
got,
oh,
yeah,
let me go to my
you got to
computer
set a
then.
boundary. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to set
Well,
a
now you
boundary.
know why I just stopped answering.
All right. Well, thanks, Larry, for coming on. It's a common problem, so thanks for bringing that up, and hopefully that was helpful.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Pollack.
Hey, thanks for tuning into the Peace Building with Dr. Pollack show. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more workplace conflict advice. Share on social media if you think your friends and colleagues would benefit from this episode. And if you have a workplace conflict and want to be a caller on our show for free coaching and advice, please email podcast@pollackpeacebuilding.com. Thanks.